Miss Netta and Charles went on the Aunties podcast, so let's talk about it. First of all, it was a lot of chaos. A lot of the snippets that we've already seen are pretty much the most exciting moments of the interview. It wasn't a whole lot to it. It wasn't anything that we haven't heard or seen before for the most part. I do feel like they asked a few questions that kind of got us a little bit more clarity, but I think what we've all been thinking has been confirmed. First and foremost, it's all a lie. Let's just get straight to it. Pretty much Tokyo was asking, like, how much of this is true, how much of it is a lie, like, is it true, blah blah blah. Ultimately, it is an act, and a lot of it is not true, and pretty much it is literally for views and engagement, and for the most part they live in that world. So that video that I made when I said I think that Miss Netta is starting to believe the lies and she's like adapting to it as if it's real life, that's because that gets her the most likes and the most engagement. And I'm not mad at her, because every time something happens with them, I'm gonna post a video about it because it gets me likes and it gets me engagement. So I get where she's going, but like, I do not fake the funk. Like, I'm literally sitting here recapping what's going on and then giving you my opinion. So I'm still being myself because I'm watching it, and I know that there's a lot of videos and snippets out there and people don't have the attention span to really keep up with it like that. So I come give you a quick recap in about 3-4 minutes or less, and then you're on your way and you have all the tea, baby. Anyways, they ask Charles questions around, like, because the way that Charles identifies himself is as a straight man, and apparently that's Miss Netta's MO. She looks for straight men. Ultimately, she wants a masculine man, even though, and so this is another thing that I noticed about Miss Netta. She misspeaks a lot. She said that she doesn't want her man to be flamboyant like her, but then she said she wants her man to be feminine. That's not what she means. She doesn't want her man to be feminine. She wants her man to be masculine. She wants like the manly man. And apparently Charles was categorized as straight, and he has only messed with one other man previous to Miss Netta. Apparently Miss Netta was unaware of that. They obviously didn't really talk about previous engagements with other people in great detail, because that was like a discovery that was made during that interview. The aunties, that being Tokyo, Carissa, and Tia, they did not like Charles's attitude. So another thing that I'm noticing a lot of people talking about, Charles did say that he works at the steel mill, and I think that this particular recording happened back in April, so I think he was working then. So a lot of people are like, I thought y'all say Charles ain't got no job no more. He been on the alliance talking about he got a job. Well, y'all got to remember that sometimes these things don't come out for months. I think he still was working then, but I think now, since then, he is no longer working. So I think that's the case with that. Tia said that the reason he's still working is because he's messing with the men down there. Now, that's speculation. We don't know that. That's alleged. We're going to move around. In addition to that, I just think that, like, Tokyo, I don't know if she was being sincere or if she was legitimately trying to be funny, but she was taking a less combative approach with Miss Netta and Charles, which is normally not her MO. Like, if y'all saw their episode with the game, she was very combative with him. Anyways, she was just trying to say, like, Miss Netta is beautiful, and she kept saying that, and that's why I'm like, And then she kept saying that Carissa and Miss Netta look alike. Tokyo, quit playing with me. Tia was just kind of like coming from the approach of like, do not break Miss Netta's heart, like treat her nice. And they were on, I know them hoes in the DMs, and I know you entertaining them, and pretty much they came to the conclusion that Charles is a kid man and Miss Netta is the one that's keeping him. We also confirmed that Charles is an opportunist, but he said that first off, he didn't even know what an opportunist was. Further confirms that I think he's slow. And then he was like, well, I feel like we are pretty much trying to benefit from each other. So to him, it was like, well, that the both of us are opportunists then. Ultimately, I don't really know if their relationship is real or not. Now, the other thing is that Miss Netta did mention that they do have a marriage license, but didn't necessarily confirm whether they were married. Now, we've already come to the conclusion that Carlos was the officiant. Additionally, I think they live in Alabama. It's been confirmed that same-sex marriage is not legal in Alabama. However, I think they did get married in Georgia, so they say. However, I think confirmation is that we still have not confirmed that they were actually married. There's not documentation. Most often marriages are public record. I don't think anybody has found it. If they did, they would let us know. Miss Hillary Sanchez has been eating them up. Apparently, they called Hillary Sanchez while she was on live here recently and was yelling and screaming. I am looking for those snippets because the only snippet I saw was on Hillary's page, and we can't hear what she's saying, but Charles and Miss Netta were yelling. Now, the other thing that I have a problem with Miss Netta is that, you know, they were trying to like be a little intrusive and ask them questions about what happens in the bedroom and what is she doing to keep him and all of that. And she was just like, you know, that's not for public consumption, pretty much. Like, that's her business and she not sharing it, and that's how she's able to keep her man. Well, I am starting to feel like Miss Netta is getting a little too cocky. Like, she really thinks that, like, she must have said something like, well, if you watch us, you know that his birthday is X, Y, and Z. Like, she just, then she said something like they are the hottest couple in the United States. Honestly, I don't care. Like, y'all gotta relax. Y'all really not that serious, and even if y'all were that serious, y'all still not. Like, please, it's giving you doing too much, and I don't like it.